Hey, I'm Gene Goldman, and here's a look at the week ahead for the week of January 30th. Well, last week, U.S. stocks did pretty well, over better than expected economic data and just overall earnings optimism. If we look ahead to this week, this will be one of the most important weeks for market direction, because right now markets are grappling with the fact that the Fed is raising rates aggressively to address inflation, but it's trying to figure out how likely will the Fed put us into an economic recession. So with this in mind, we get three reports that can help us figure this out. Number one, the ISM PMI reports for manufacturing and services comes out on Wednesday and Friday. We talked about these reports before, but these are the first look at this month's economy. So therefore, it's the first look at the January economy. If you look at the consensus, you can expect a further slowdown in manufacturing, but a slight improvement in services. Second of all, on Friday, we get the payroll report. Consensus expects a slowdown in job growth from 223,000 to 185,000. And the unemployment rate should rise a little bit from 3.5 to 3.6%. But the big data point to watch within this report is wages. Given how important wage inflation is to the overall inflation story, wages are expected to rise 0.3%, but year over year increase slightly from 4.6 to 4.7%. Then on Wednesday, we get the big one, the biggie. We get the Fed meeting. Right now, there's a 95% chance that the Fed raises rates by 0.25%. But more importantly, probably the most important thing about the Fed meeting is the Jay Powell press conference that occurs right afterwards. Because right now, there's a big disconnect between the Fed and the financial markets. The Fed continues to expect to raise rates to 5.1% by the end of this year. But if you look at the Fed funds futures, which is basically the financial markets estimate of where the Fed will be at year end, it's only at 4.5%, as you see right here. So likely Powell is going to need to guide the markets either up or down. And maybe he'll say something along the lines of, we will be at elevated levels for some time. We'll see. Well, with all this said, the overall takeaway is that this is an important week for the financial markets. We'll get more evidence that the rate hikes are impacting the economy. And the question is, will Powell guide the markets away from what the markets are currently thinking in terms of Fed interest rates on a go-forward basis? Of course, the big backdrop throughout all of this, we are in the middle of earnings season. Thank you for listening. For more information, please follow us on Twitter at SateraIM, and we'll see you next week, and thank you.